Good morning. This is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutloud.com. Welcome to my pre-market game plan for the major future indices, gold and oil for today, Monday, November 28th, and it is 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to start with YM, and we had quite a pop in YM, new all-time high on Friday, 19,148. Thank you, Turkey Rally, for this beautiful move up and the breakdown that happened literally in the afternoon. So it happened very late in the day. So it happened after 12:45. We had a beautiful move up, breakout, and now we're getting a retracement. And to be very honest, we do need a retracement. I mean, take a look at the daily chart in YM. It is super extended, right? So not only that, we're extended from prior support, okay, but we're extended from the moving averages. We're extended from anything that is technical on the chart. So let's take a look at some levels on the daily chart from where we can expect some kind of a pullback. Well, 19,000 would be one point, and we have a whole number there, so that might constitute some kind of support level. And then we have another area of minor support at 18,926, and this can actually be potentially a really good relaunch area for another leg higher, but so far we're very extended. I expect that we either meander into this area or we get to pull back. Short-term bias is going to be sideways towards slightly neutral. It's going to be a tough trading day today. And remember, we're coming from the holiday, from the holiday week, so it's going to be a little tough. So for that reason, let's move on to the hourly chart and let's see what's going on. So we have some descending tops that are happening right here at, and we have resistance at 19,107. We have another support area here at 050, and that actually came in at 3 o'clock, and then we bounced from that point on. So I think the game plan for today is going to be this 19,070 area that is really trying to hold. And if we look on, and because this is an hourly chart, we're coming from this prior area of resistance. So here's the game plan for today. If we break above 100 here, 19,100, we do look higher, and we can continue higher into the 125, 150 area. So these are going to be the targets for today. As long as we meander between 19,100 and 19,075, I'm really neutral at this point. I'm not going to short. I'm not going to go long as the price is going to remain within these parameters. I'm going to look possibly for a continuation higher if we get a pullback into the 19,070 area. If we break below this area, there is a possibility we may retrace the 19,050 area and 19,020 area. So these are going to be the retracement areas, but these are going to come in only if we get a breach of 070 around this area on relative weakness and on a slow grind lower. But other than that, I still remain bullish, and I think that the line in the sand is going to come over 19,100, and this is going to be the area that I'm going to look for today for a possible long. Let's take a look at ES, and this is the E-mini S&P 500 Index Futures, and we did have 2211.75 as a high for Friday. We started the day in the Asian session with a pullback, retested the price support area at 2205, bounced back up to 2208, breached that area, came sharply into the 2200 area, which is a consistent area of support. Obviously, we bounced strong bounce in the Asian session from that point on, and I think the line in the sand is going to be right here at 2205, because if 2205 holds, we can look for another possible buy over 2207. So these are going to be the parameters for today. A buy over 2207 with targets into 2210. These are going to be the areas that I'm going to look for, along with a possible continuation higher into 2211.75. If we get a break to the downside, revisiting the 2200 area, I'm not going to be interested here in this area for for a short because we are still in very, very much bullish territory. So a comeback from this point can potentially have a turnaround. Now, keep in mind that this spike here came in with a little bit of volume, which means that bears are drying up at this area, and bulls are taking control. So far, neutral tug of war here between the bulls and the bears. The daily chart suggests that we can have a continuation higher. However, we are extended, and a pullback. A pullback would be possible all the way into the 2190 area. So 2190 area, you see this fib area right here. This is where a healthy pullback would happen right here. So I'm not going to be interested to short in this area. So I'm still going to look to buy all the pullbacks, and that's easy, right? Why? Well, because we're in a bull market. All right, let's move on to GC, and this is missed one, NQ, and this is the E-mini NASDAQ 100. Let me just delete these lines right here. You can see that this chart was very, very much worked on. Well, this is the laggard because this is the only indice that has not made a new high yet with the rally in YMNES. So we're still stuck. We actually had this 4919.50 area that was set on October 25th. And that was a little over a month ago. So let me just go to the daily chart. This is it. This is what I'm talking about. So we're still meandering in this area right here. We're putting up pretty consistent. We're just stacking up, trying to form a sandwich right here of bars. Like we have the green, the red, the green, and then we have some bottoming tails that are happening right now here on the day. And when we move to the hourly chart, we can see that we're still having the descending top pattern. We've tested the low right here in the Asian session. 3 a.m. came in, kicked in, boom, back to the upside. 48.50 was the launch pad, carried price higher to 48.64. Now, here's the line in the sand. 48.65 is going to be my long area. I don't like it in this area. It's super, super choppy. I think a break of 48.65 will have the power to project price higher into the 48.70 area, continuation higher into the 48.75, 48.80, and back into these highs right here from last week into the 48.84s and 48.90. So this is going to happen. If this is going to happen, these are the following targets. Not looking to short, so I'm not looking to short. Pullbacks into 57, stabilizing of price into 57, stabilizing of price into 50, 52 area will be buyable all the way into 45, all the way into 40 area. These pullbacks are highly buyable, so I'm not going to go for a pullback of pullbacks. I'm not going to short the pullback. So moving on to gold. Gold is spiking up. We are trading, by the way, a new contract. So we are moving higher with this contract. We can see that we're testing the 1200 area. And remember, that area is a benchmark. Why? Because it's a relative, it is a very, very strong support area on the daily chart. That area had been tested, rejected at 1200, exactly on the nose, coming back in. Now, what's the game plan for now? We're sitting right now 1188 on a lot of support right here, and I think that if we're going to break above 92, we're going to go back higher. We're going to go back to 1195 and back to 1200. This is going to be the line in the sand right here, but if we breach 1188, we have room to continue lower all the way into 1180 and all the way into 1170. Last but not least, guys, CL, and I'm going to bring you right here another commodity for today. I'm going to introduce you to another commodity. So before I do that, let's talk a little bit about oil, and I want to bring up the daily chart. So the daily chart is relatively, let me just take these drawings off. All right, just bear with me just 1 second. All right, here we go. So we did have a reversal, but look at here. Look at this area, $45 support area, bounced bounced off this area. So this happened today. Huge bounce, right? Huge bounce. We're up 2.34% in oil, and looks like price wants to continue higher. You can see the tough area that is encountering here from these prior cluster highs at 47.50 area, but if we break above this area, boom, we're going to the upside. So it looks very good to continue higher. Now going to the hourly chart for a game plan. Obviously it is very extended. As long as it maintains support at $47, it can have room to continue higher into 47.50. So far it's meandering at 47.15, finding some kind of support at 47. So we're gonna take a look and see what happened, but nonetheless it looks higher, and it looks like it wants to continue to $48. Last but not least, I'm going to introduce you to a new commodity, and this is sugar. I love the fact that we're bouncing a little higher here, and I think that this is going to hold the key for a potential swing in sugar. So we are bottoming out right here in 1957. We are trying to find support here at 1989. Which area can be a launch pad for future price higher? Over $20. This can potentially, if we break 2005, this can potentially unleash more buyers to push price higher into the 2050 area and into the 21 and even higher into the 22. This was all for today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you all have a very profitable trading day. Don't forget, we're launching our our day trading and swing trading future signals on January 9th. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at info@tradeoutloud.com and visit our website. It is under the future signal tab on tradeoutloud.com. And don't forget that we have a new upcoming class. It's going to be the last class of this year, so power up. The class is December 10th through the 16th. It's a 7-day power income day trading class, 2 days of comprehensive education from 9 a.m. Eastern Time till 4 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by 5 days of trading lab. You can trade along with me, and not only that, but we get to put everything together that we learned in the class. Then the lab is from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you and have a wonderful day.